Good morning. This video is gonna be quite a bit different. So you don't see me, it's because I'm moving around on and off camera. Visually this is probably really dumb to look at, but yeah, it's a Sunday morning. I think it's only like 7:30 a.m. I woke up at around like 5 a.m. today and couldn't go back to sleep, and so I had like, just like a moment of stillness this morning. I slowly got up and just like drank my coffee, and I don't know, I felt compelled to just sit down and talk to the camera. I don't know, I just felt like I wanted to do a little paint with me. I've never really filmed anything like this before. And yeah, I don't know, I have some things that I want to talk about, that I want to be more open about. And I've been really getting back into art again, and I've been feeling really inspired. But the thing with like art and like, I don't know, like most people, like artistic people or artists, whatever, they will get this, where the art making process is really amazing and you get this like creative rush, and you'll get sucked into this headspace where it's almost like the outside world doesn't exist anymore, and it's like a really great creative space to be in. But art making is also pretty lonely. For the most part, you have to sit for long periods by yourself. It's almost like a form of meditation. And yeah, I don't know, sometimes it just gets lonely, and I wanted to just have a little chat. And I don't know, it's just me rambling on, I guess it's almost like a video journal accompanied with me just painting. A little bit about this painting. I feel like most people that follow me on social media will be like annoyed with me talking about this, but basically I'm doing kind of like a commissioned series. One of my best friends, she has this curio cabinet, and she's wanting like a couple, I think it's like 4 paintings to go in her curio cabinet, and she basically just wants like animals, something having to do with moons, kind of like a spooky aspect, just basically like naturey, spooky, naturalistic settings to go inside the curio cabinet. I've already done a bat for her, and then now I am doing a nautilus. So far this painting has been pretty fun and also challenging. I've never painted anything having to do with water, which is yeah, it's really challenging. Like visually, like anything underwater, it just blows my mind. Like I don't really understand. It's like everything that you know about like how shadows and like light works, like how things are being reflected underwater, it like goes out the window, because it's just like its own, I don't know, underwater stuff is so cool and freaky. It's literally just, it's like another planet, That's how I feel about space. Like the feelings that I get towards deep space are the same feelings that I have towards like deep sea. Like I am equal parts terrified, but also equal parts fascinated, and I think it's very, very beautiful. But yeah, so this is a nautilus undersea with like, I don't know what exact moon phase you would call this, but it's just like a waning or waxing moon. And it's very much in the underpainting stages, as you can probably tell. But yeah. And sorry for the camera angle. I'm worried that you guys can't actually see the painting very well from this angle. I'm like a friggin' noob at YouTube and camera stuff, and I'm filming on my phone and with like a phone tripod, so it might not look the best. This video is also probably going to be long. It's basically just, I don't know, it's like a video journal. I guess you could listen to this podcast style while you're drinking coffee in the morning or, you know, driving. Well, no, don't watch this video if you're driving. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyways, yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to fucking talk. Things that are going on with me right now. Honestly, I'm doing okay, but I'm also pretty sad. Yeah, I've just been going through it, like mentally and emotionally right now. I know everybody's sick and tired of hearing it, but this is the reality. But we're kind of like in a third wave pandemic, and I feel it. I feel burnt out. I feel sad and frustrated. But it's weird because at the same time, I'm also, I don't know how to explain it. It's like I feel better equipped to handle things right now. But I feel like I'm just going with the motions, and I feel stagnant, and I want to be out and doing things, but that also feels weird, and I don't know. I'm sure tons of people feel the same way. Something about me that not a lot of people know is that I'm actually a very spiritual person. That's probably really shocking to some people. Or maybe not. I've gotten comments from people that are like, I assumed you were I assumed you were like a pot smoking hippie lady, and I'm like, what? But yeah, I'm a really spiritual person, and lately it's been something that's very, very, it's very prevalent in my life, like my day-to-day life. I practice like spirituality, and you know, people make jokes about like woo-woo people, woke people. Yeah, I'm kind of one of those bitches. I really am. I'm into some crazy woo-woo bullshit, and you know what, it's not crazy woo-woo bullshit to me. It's reality for me, and I wish people, you know, or not that I wish people, it's something that I do wish people knew more about me, but there's a part of me that's, you know, kind of afraid to talk about these things. I guess just because like in my, you know, the people that I know in my day-to-day life, we don't really like talk about this stuff. I'm like really kind of unaware about how my best friends feel, which is sad that like I've never really like mentioned it to them, and that I don't really talk about it with them. I don't even know. I'm sure my parents know because, like, you know, whenever I was living with my parents, they would let me use like their Amazon account. Like I would pay for everything, but like I had my own like setup on their Prime account, and I'm pretty sure that they could see that I was buying like witchcraft books and stuff like that. So I'm sure they knew. And it's also kind of like an unspoken understanding, I feel like, between some people. Like with my current partner, I didn't even really like have to open up to him at first about it, because it was like literally one day we were hanging out and we were joking about something, and he was like, well, just tell them that you're a witch or whatever. And I was like, what? And then yeah, now, I mean, Avery knows everything about me, but that being said, I don't consider myself a witch, but you know what I'm saying. Like I'm really invested into a lot of like spiritual stuff and things that like I guess a lot of people are skeptical about, or that people may judge me for. You know, I live in basically like, you know, the state of Oklahoma, which is an enigma because it's basically like Midwest meets the South, and typically it's all the bad aspects having to do with the Midwest and the South. So like Christianity is like super prevalent in Oklahoma. There's tons of like very conservative people that live here. I was very fortunate growing up because my parents were, I guess they're like open about things. I don't know my parents' like spiritual beliefs really. I've never like had a discussion with them about it. So it's not really my place to just like put them in the spotlight. But my stepmom, she's Japanese, so she like grew up around Zen Buddhism. I think my dad's joked that he's had like a like new age metaphysical point in his life whenever he was like a young adult. So growing up, they were just very open, and you know, being like in elementary school and very young and impressionable and wanting to have friends. When my friend at the time wanted to go to church and she asked me to go, I of course went, and my parents, who were very open, were like, you know what, yeah, sure, whatever. And yeah, I have a lot of negative feelings towards organized religion, and specifically Christianity. I've just seen, I don't know, like, this is awful to say, but like the most like scummy, angry, hateful people have been people that are like Christians. And that's definitely not to say that all Christians are like that at all. I've also met some like really amazing people that consider themselves Christians that are like the kindest, sweetest people in the world. But I mean, as you can tell by based on how I'm talking about it, I have like this wounded part of myself that was like basically trauma inflicted by like the church. And there's like tons of people that experience this, especially in places like the Midwest and the South. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, I went for several years, and then I think probably by like 8th grade or my freshman year of high school, I stopped going because I realized like, wow, I don't agree with any of this. Like, none of this resonates with me. Also, being like a queer person, like a young queer person, and realizing that at like a young age, I was like, wow, this is not a very accepting place for me, you know? So it's like, I don't know, it just stopped resonating with me and I quit going. And honestly, I mostly went because I wanted to hang out with my friends at the time. Ever since I was little, I would have these experience where I knew there was something else out there, and I felt connected to something, and I just didn't know what it was. I had these weird moments growing up where there were certain family members that it was almost like the universe was like putting them, or like getting them to like show me or tell me things that were yeah, just like spiritual. I don't even know how to explain it. Let's see. Like, I had this aunt growing up, and she had lived out of state, but like once in a while she would come and visit us, and I loved her so. I mean, I loved like all my aunts, but like I loved her so much. And like I remember that like we would have picnics, and like one time we had a picnic, and she was like, we have to pick the dried cicadas around, and we're gonna have a picnic out in this field, and it's almost, or like we're in the middle of summer, and we're gonna give blessings to the summertime, and we're going to go out on this picnic and crush up all of these like cicada shells, and we're gonna dance around. And that's what we did. And we like picked up the pink like the picnic blanket, and we were like running around in this field like dancing and like slinging around these cicada shells. I sound crazy, and y'all are probably like, what the what crazy aunt, like, how'd you do this? But like, it was so magical. And I was like in elementary school, I want to say, whenever that happened, probably like 4th or 5th grade. And shit like that resonated with me. Like, I used to, yeah, like at nighttime, whenever I would like go outside and I would go stargazing, I would have this like really melancholic like longing. And like, I remember being a little kid and riding my bike around the neighborhood, and I would just sometimes like stop and like just like stop and like feel the wind and like breathe it in and like feel it around me. And don't know, that was magic to me when I was a kid. I don't know why that makes me emotional, like, talking about that. I think because, like, there's a part of me that almost thinks, like, oh, that was, like, so innocent and just, like, a little kid, like, having fantasy games, but, like, being an adult now, I realized that me crushing up cicada shells with my aunt and, you know, riding my bike around the neighborhood, that was basically like meditation, and that was like basically me practicing mindfulness. And like a lot of people, when you get older, especially like once I hit high school, you know, you experience a lot of things, and you also have like a lot of negative experiences and like traumas, and you lose sight of these things. Like, you forget to like see the magic and things like that, because like magic is everywhere. I feel like everybody thinks I'm just talking bullshit, but no, like, it's true. And I feel like now at this point I'm just like rambling about like my childhood experience with like spirituality, but basically, yeah, once I graduated high school, I've just been dealing with a lot in terms of my mental health, and I've had really dark periods in my life, and one of the things that always pulls me out is spirituality. But I've always been really hush-hush about it, and I don't share that aspect about myself with other people because I'm afraid that they'll think that I'm crazy, that I'm just some weird hippie bitch. But it's something that's actually like really important to me. And it's weird and it's funny because like I see people also, like, you know, not only just like online on social media, but like in my like real life, where they're living very authentically and they're like, you know, being open about this stuff, and I feel like I should too. So I feel like this video is almost like my spiritual coming out. I don't know. So I guess this is kind of like my coming out, talking about more spiritual things with people. Part of the reason why I felt compelled to make this video too is because I'm not very open with people. I've always been somebody that kind of like, I've always made myself small, basically. I have really, really severe anxiety, and it manifests as social anxiety, and sometimes it's intense enough that it also manifests as like agoraphobia. Right now in the freaking panini pandemic, what the fuck ever, yeah, it's bad. Because, you know, you're not really socializing often, so whenever I do see other humans, I'm like, it's like I just don't know how to human anymore. But yeah, I have really severe social anxiety, and I have trouble connecting with people, I guess. For some reason, my anxious brain, it tells me whenever I go out in public or when I'm with people to completely close myself off. I've been told by people that either they are attracted to me, as in like friendships, like they feel like I'm like an easygoing person, really laid back, really easy to talk to, but I've also heard from people that I'm kind of intimidating. They don't know how to approach me to talk, and that's because, yeah, I have fucking social anxiety, and I put these guards up upon meeting people, or sometimes I can like notice when other people are nervous like I am, so it's easier for me to like approach them because it's like I can sense how they're feeling, and I want them to know like, hey, don't be frightened of me. You can talk to me. But I don't know. I have this blessing and this curse where I am super great at making friends. Like in high school, I was that kid where like with my like little group of friends, I always never like had lunch with them. Like they would always get put in a different lunch period, so I'd be like, fuck, now I have to go sit by myself at the lunch table. But literally, like on the first days of school, it would be like I would sit at a table by myself, and then all of a sudden these like people would just come and sit by me and they would like talk to me. And it was like, you know, like you have your stereotypical like school social stereotypes, like people that I wouldn't think who would want to talk to me would come over and sit by me, and they would become like my lunch buddies. Because yeah, I'm just blessed with like being able to make friends easy, but I am terrible at keeping and maintaining friendships. This is a whole can of worms, but I know it's because there's a part of me that feels like, man, this feels like a therapy session. There's a part of me that feels like I don't deserve like friends or something like that, or like these people don't actually really like me. I get in my head and I say like, or I think like maybe it's easier if I just never talk to them again. And yeah, I have like this issue where I like ghost people. Well, I'm a lot better now. I used to be really, really bad at this. And yeah, I don't know. It's a hard, lonely life. And I am aware that it's all my fault. I am the one doing that. I am the one that for some reason can't make new friends or maintain like healthy friendships and relationships with people, because I get in my fucking head and I can't, you know, just be open and honest. Like I'm making this video about spirituality, and like my core group of best friends probably don't even realize this about me, or they realize it and they just like, you know, just don't talk about it, which is fine too. I think that's okay. But yeah, I want to stop being so afraid. I want to not be hidden anymore. I want to be seen. I want, you know, it's not even about being liked. It's just like, I want to have like my full authentic self out in the open. And once I'm like truly able to be fully authentic, then like people will see that, and there will be people out there that will resonate with this. You know, I don't know how to explain it. It's like most of my life I've had problems connecting with people. I make jokes that I'm like a misanthrope, that I don't connect with humans very well. But I think that needs to change. I think I need to just be honest and open, and people that like that, it'll resonate with them, and we'll have this real human connectedness. Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, basically I'm kind of like, I feel like I've had like multiple like spiritual awakenings. But this past month I've been like in the deep of one. Like I'm like it's constantly in the forefront of my mind, and there's just, you know, whatever you call like the universe, gods, or God, the source, your higher self, all of these things are saying like, hey, you have thoughts and feelings. Why don't you share them with people? Share your experience. Be open to talking to others about these things. I mean, me sitting in my little tiny ass craft room talking to my phone camera, I guess, is kind of silly. But I don't know, it just feels like this is the easiest way for me to do it right now. Yeah. I don't even know what else to talk about. That was just it. This is just me coming out and saying, hey, I don't want you to feel alone. You're not alone in this world. Everything's gonna be okay. It sucks right now. It does. It's painful and lonely. But you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be fine. And there's people that care about you that you don't even realize probably care about you. And everybody has these amazing gifts that they can give to the world. Even if people that think that they're like not talented or they're not good at anything, really honestly, your gift could just be being yourself, like being authentic, you know. Can y'all even see what I'm doing? I can say that painting moons are really, really hard. Too many values. That's kind of all I had to say. I don't know what else to talk about. I'm not gonna go about like into like my exact like spiritual path, because like this video would be too long and it's so complex. People, like, if you're somebody that's open to these things, once you open yourself to it, you'll be surprised by the things that come over or that come forward, like any revelations that you have about yourself, maybe specific like themes and entities. Yes, I'm talking about entities. These things, there's things that'll come forward to you that you would have never expected, but that's because it's like the only way to really learn these things about yourself is that you have to be open to it. You have to say like, I'm here, I'm ready to do the work, I'm ready to do the thing, can you show yourself to me? And then yeah, your path will just come out of nowhere, and 9 times out of 10 it's also really fucking hard, and you're just like, I have all these feelings now and my eyes have been open and I can't unsee it, and now I don't know what to do. And but it's good. It's good. Something that I've been trying to get into lately is that I've been trying to get into astrology, which I know people are like, that's the most woo-woo thing ever. All these astrology girls with all their different signs. Ooh, I act this way because I'm an asparagus or whatever, you know, like, and I used to kind of feel that way too, but I've been just like trying to learn more about it. It's really hard. Astrology is actually super complex because, you know, it's combining like science, like the actual like astronomy of how the stars and the planets align, combined with like these different themes and archetypes, and yeah, I don't, it's very interesting. It's a very slow process for me too, because it's something that like I'm starting to resonate with, but it's also like I'm not quite there yet and I need to study it more. Yeah, but that's just something that I'm getting into. I feel like my one of the main things that got me into spirituality was actually because I started going back to therapy. I think it's been close to 3 years ago now, or 3 or 4 years ago. I had basically like almost like a really bad mental breakdown, and I had one while I was in middle school too. And I don't even know if my family knows this, but it was almost to the point where it was like dangerous for me to be alone. And I finally started seeking help, and I started doing therapy and like seeing a counselor. And at the same time that I was seeing her, I also started reading a lot of like self-help and metaphysical books. And I realized that a lot of the like things like like cognitive behavioral therapy and like EMDR therapy that I was doing in therapy, it's really similar to what like people who practice witchcraft do, people that practice mindfulness, meditation. It's the same thing that you learn whenever you do therapy for the first time. And I was like, whoa, this like tuning in, like practicing stillness to tune into like your brain. And I guess I say brain, but I guess it's more like your soul. And it's really difficult. It's a really intense healing process that never ends. But it's just nice. like your eyes awaken to these things, and I don't know. That's what I've been doing lately. I like took a break from reading my historical romance novels and my other books, which I mean I'm still gonna read them obviously, but I had such a hard month this past month, and I always practice like mindfulness and spirituality, but yeah, I just feel like I'm going through this second spiritual awakening, and so that's all I've been doing. It's just like in my brain, and something is telling me like, let's talk about this, let's tell people about this. I feel like this video is so rambly. I don't know. I just hope this resonates with somebody. Even if like nobody watches it or only like 1 or 2 people watch it, I hope it resonates with you. I hope you feel seen and heard. I've been trying to have myself be seen. I think that's why I've been doing YouTube videos. I'm just generally pretty bad at social media, which is why I don't have like a big social media following, and honestly I really don't give a fuck about having a big social media following. I know I do like art and stuff as like a hobby, and it'd be nice for people to see it, but like I don't necessarily want to make a living off of my art. I think that's why I don't care about a big social media following. I think this is why I normally don't do commissions or like pursue art professionally, is because art's also like it's almost like a spiritual practice for me too. It's just like me revealing parts of my psyche onto like paper or canvas. Whenever I was doing EMDR therapy, I don't see that counselor anymore because I actually had kind of like a weird experience with her, and I like quit seeing her. I didn't really like her. But whenever I was doing it, I was having these like crazy dreams, and so I started doing like really big canvases, and I haven't painted like really big in a while now, but yeah, I don't know, it was just so cool, like just like not caring what I was painting about and just putting my feelings on canvas. And yeah, a lot of my work is just inspired by like loneliness and like emotions and feelings, and because yeah, like being an artist it's kind of lonely. Like you just like sit by yourself and make things. That is to say that I'll be starting another really fun project soon. I consider her like a friend now, definitely. I had like a tattoo artist, and she's taking, I think she's like quitting tattooing, like she's not gonna tattoo anymore, but she, like, we chat occasionally, and she wants to do a creative project together, and I'm really excited about that. I'm really grateful that people are so patient when it comes to art stuff, because my best friend that I'm doing these little tiny paintings for, like this one that I'm working on right now, there's not like a time limit on it, so I can just leisurely work on it, which is really nice. This project has been super fun too, because it's challenging me in ways that, like, normally I don't paint like underwater stuff or like sea creatures, so it's just a really fun learning experience. I like it a lot. But yeah, that's another way that I'm trying to be seen, is that I normally get afraid about certain things, and one of them is like disappointing people. Art stuff, I'm worried that they're just like not gonna like what I paint. But when people reach out to me and they're like, hey, I want to do this thing with you, or hey, could you do this for me? If it resonates with me, I'm trying to take the initiative and do it. Like I told my friend, like, yeah, I'll do these commission for you. Or whenever my friend who's doing the other creative project with me, whenever she was like, hey, do you want to like collaborate on a project? Normally I'd be like, oh no, I'm scared. What if I can't work on it fast enough, or blah, 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 blah. Instead of doing that, I was just like, yeah, heck yeah, that'd be fun. And I really want to do more of that. I want to like be more proactive and just have fun and connect with people through art. And also books and stuff. Doing like booktube videos have been really fun. Okay, this Nautilus is so hard to paint. I need to do more art type videos too, but I just feel so technically challenged. You know, I don't have a vlogging camera. I have the brain of a bug, and like right now this is the laptop that I've had since I graduated high school, and that was nearly 10 years ago at this point. Shit. So I feel like even this setup is probably weird, and like I wonder if people can actually even see what I'm doing. But I don't know. I just want to open myself up to people. I'm ready to be seen. Not necessarily to be liked. I'm not doing this to be liked. I just want to be seen. I just want to be out there. I guess like another thing that I really wanted to say in this video is that I don't know, maybe consider practicing some form of mindfulness at this time, because I mean this is, you know, we're in like the third wave of the pandemic, and I'm sure a lot of people are just like really anxious or nervous right now. Maybe you use social media a lot and you're like driving yourself crazy because you're like watching and paying attention to all these like news outlets and all these people with conflicting views, and just give yourself a break. Maybe, you know, spend some more time outside. Like if you have a dog, go walk your dog, sit on your porch. Whenever you wake up in the morning, maybe don't immediately look at your phone. Maybe choose to read a book instead. Call up a loved one just to, you know, say hey, or somebody that you haven't talked to in a while. I know meditating is like really hard. I'm somebody that frequently struggles with meditation, but I think that's because like people have a warped like view on what meditation really is. You don't have to like sit on the floor in like a yoga stance, like deep breathing. Meditating could just be you walking like on a treadmill or outside and paying attention to like how your feet feel and how they sound whenever you're taking a step. I'm somebody that normally actually meditates with their eyes open. Maybe you like sitting around a campfire, you could like watch the flames. This is all mindfulness. It's basically just like tuning into your inner world, just being still, you know. You could just like listen to the birds while you're laying in bed in the morning, you know, just like taking the time to be still. Like this morning, whenever I got up, normally, you know, sometimes I'll look at my phone and I really shouldn't, or like YouTube or something. But a lot of times I just like coming in here into my craft room, and I have like an altar on that wall, and I like light incense and a candle, and I literally just sit on the floor and I stare at my fish tank where Tobias lives, and I just drink my coffee and like stare at him and stare at the incense burning. And yeah, I just like think to myself and enjoy my coffee. And that's a form of meditation. That's a form of stillness. It's these little things, right? Trying to find ways to be grateful. That's a really amazing thing to do. I actually have like a gratefulness journal where it just gives you like a daily prompt, kind of like a calendar. And not even really a prompt. It just says like, write something that you're grateful for. And a lot of times it is something that's just like mundane and small. Like, my coffee smells really good and I love it. Or my dog Leia is so cute and my partner Avery is so affectionate and loving and I love him. You know, like little shit like that. Those little things really matter. Okay, I'm actually gonna end the video out right now. I was talking and filming for like an hour. And so instead of making the video super long, I'm just gonna stop filming for the day. I'll probably still work on this later in the afternoon. This is how far I've gotten within the hour. It probably looks almost the same. It takes me a while to paint because I just work in layers and I keep, you know, adding stuff until I feel satisfied. But yeah, thanks for watching and hanging out with me. It was probably a wild ride. I'll post my username to my Instagram down below if anybody wants to follow it. That's where I post like a lot of my art stuff, so you could see the finished piece on my Instagram. And yeah, I'm gonna go. Stay soft, friends. Bye-bye.